Go online.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gail Towers on behalf of the Cook County Assessor's Office. I'm so happy you could join us today. And uh, I'd like to thank my facilitator, Teresa Chandler. She's behind the scenes. And I know the rain has stopped and it's nice outside, and you could have been someplace else. But thank you for joining us. Tonight, I'm going to go over the property tax assistance for Evanston Township. So with no further ado, let me get started. Okay, let me give you a little background about the responsibilities of the Assessor's Office. The Assessor's Office, we set fair and accurate values for 1.9 million parcels in Cook County. The value of these properties is not determined on an individual basis, but rather a mass appraisal system. The tax rates and levies are set by municipalities and local taxing bodies, for instance, like libraries, municipalities, school districts, park districts. And the value of these properties is not determined on an individual basis, but rather a mass appraisal system. Okay, for Everstone Township, all townships are reassessed every 3 years. So Everstone Township is up for reassessment this year. So you could also file your appeal this year online. And the deadline for filing your appeal is September the 9th. So you want to make sure you start on time. You don't want to wait to the last minute because you might need different documentation. So you could always start, save it, and go back to it. The last time Evanston Township was reassessed was in 2019. Okay, the residential assessment notice. Now, you should have received this notice in the mail, and this is what it looks like. So you would check your estimated fair market value, and I'll make sure your PIN number is right on there. And you can check your neighborhood code and property characteristics. And if any of these things that you think is not right, you are welcome to file an appeal. And the assessed value will be reflected on your second installment bill of next year, 2023. If you file your appeal, if you get a reduction or if it remains the same, it would be on your second bill of next year, 2023. This is a tax bill. This is the second tax bill. The first one you already got and probably paid it and forgot about it. It was a blue bill. The second bill is a yellow bill. This is a bill you would be receiving later on. So right here on the left side, that is your assessed value, your assessment numbers. And over on the right side is your tax calculator. That's where your exemptions would be. So if you receive a homeowner's exemption, it should be over here. You can see the dollar amount. If you receive a senior exemption, it should be amount right there for senior exemption, and also senior freeze, it should be there. So remember to check your bill when you get your bill. If it's not there, then you need to apply for your exemptions. Okay, our office, Assessor KG goal is to assess all properties fair and accurate and transparent. Our goal is that we get your property value right the first time so that you won't have a need to file an appeal. 3 reasons a homeowners might file an appeal: lack of uniformity, overevaluation, incorrect property description, in which we'll go over all these a little later. Okay, you must check your property characteristics. we get a lot of emails and calls. They say, I have a brick house. My house is not framed. So on this one, on this page right here, you could change your characteristics. If you have a single family and they say 2 flats, you could change it. If you have a 2-car garage and it's saying 1, you could change. And building square footage, you could change. And not all characteristics have a significant effect on your appeal. You might not get a change in your evaluations for some characteristics, but the square footage you might, and exterior construction, and whether it's a frame, masonry, and then the garage size, and the basement, if you have a finished basement, half finished basement, unfinished basement, rec room, all that could affect your appeal, and you would want to appeal if you have any of these things that's not listed correctly. Review the Everstone evaluation report. So access the residential evaluation report for Everstone right here, what it's saying in the median assessor estimated market value in 2022. The single families are going like maybe 540K, and condos are maybe is here at 252, and multifamily 510. Now, if you're in the range of 10%, it might not be a good reason to file an appeal. So you can always check it on the screen. Okay. Assess the residential evaluation report for Evanston. You must identify your neighborhood code, which you would find over there. And you could click on that neighborhood code. And you also could compare recent sales to the assessor's estimated property value. If your assessment is close to the median, like I mentioned, close to the median value of your neighborhood, you likely won't see a significant assessment reduction from an appeal. So you can determine if you want, by that, whether you want to file an appeal or not. Okay, the appeal process. You would receive a reassessment notice. And when you receive that notice, you know that you're being reassessed. And then you can look at all the information on there. And if you see a reason that you want to file an appeal, you must have evidence. When you file an appeal, whatever reason you are stating, you must show some evidence. Now, we have an analyst that will review your appeal, and they're the ones that will decide if you should get a decrease or no change. But for the decrease or no change, we will send out written letters informing you of that decision. It will not be an email. Online appeal. Okay, you can file an appeal online with the Cook County Assessor's Office free of charge. You don't need an attorney. You don't need, and it's good to start early so you can save your draft and you can revise and you could come back and submit supporting documents, and all this is free. And a reminder, Evanston Township is open until September the 9th to file your appeal. File an appeal online. Steps you would need. Okay, you would need to see if your township is open for appeal, and which it is. Everstone is open. Will be open until the 9th of September. And you must have an email address. You cannot file without an email address. And when you file and start your appeal, you could save your draft. And then you could just make sure you file your draft before the deadline. And to begin an appeal application, you must click one of the followings. If you have a residential property, you just go ahead and click on that. If it's a condo or co-op, it might be commercial. And right here, you need to log in, put your email address in, and make yourself a password, and then go to the next page. And let me go to the next page. These just some of the things you can appeal. Like I mentioned before, we are going to be speaking tonight on residential assessment appeals. Okay, when you file your appeal, you must identify whether it's residential, condo, commercial, and go to the next page. These are the same. This is the same screen you would see online if you're filing your appeal. Okay, and you make sure you put in your primary PIN number here, and make sure that your street address shows up correctly, and you just go to the next screen. And here you're going to do the same thing. Make sure your PIN number's in, and you push residential appeal and go to the next screen. Same here, you see all your information in there, and you need to check these 2 boxes. That's I acknowledge that I have read everything. Check these 2 boxes and go to the next screen. Okay, so then it's going to verify your primary PIN number, and you should see your PIN number there. You should see your street address, your city, state, and zip code, and your classification. Then you go to the next page. Okay, now this is, for instance, like you want to go back. You say, okay, I'm filing my appeal this year for 2022, but in 2020, I had the same problem. So you could always go back to 2020, or you could go all the way back to 2018. But you must have documentation, supporting documentation for those years as well. You go to next. Okay, this screen, additional PIN entries. Sometimes, some properties may have 1 or 2 PINs. So then this would be the page to add your additional PINs so that you could get a full assessment evaluation on all the PINs. Just another page, you're gonna make sure you put taxpayer, because you're not an attorney. You don't have to use attorney. It's free. You don't need to pay an attorney. And taxpayer owner. And you push next screen. And this also verifies everything. And make sure you have your name in here. Make sure you have taxpayer owner up here, and then your name again, and name of taxpayer owner. Because sometimes if someone filing for you, they may put a name in there. But if you're the taxpayer, you put it all in there. Make sure your address comes up. When you put most of it in, all of this may just automatically fill in. And then you just go to the next page. Okay. And this page, just make sure your name is okay. And all the address is your correct address in, your city, your state. You go to the next screen. Okay, now this one you will see all your information up here, and you make sure you highlight the taxpayer owner and taxpayer owner, and you select name of taxpayer owner, because like I said, if you had an appeal file before, you may have used someone else. So that information might be in there. Make sure your information in there. Make sure everything is all correct in here. Address, city, state, and all that. And you go to the next screen. Okay. This one is the characteristics window. So if you have a 2-story, 3-story split level, whatever it is, or something wrong in there, and you want to correct it, make sure this is where you do it at. Okay. This is the another screen, you just make sure that it's saying here that you could enter a desired market value. And if you don't know or don't have anything, you could just put 0 there and just go to the next screen. Okay, you make sure everything is correct up here, your PIN number and everything. And then single family home, you want to make sure it says that. And up here it says appeal, select any. And you got what is you filing your appeal? What is it? Is it over evaluation? Is it a property description area? The building no longer exists? Just make sure you follow the prompts and check all the boxes. Okay, comparable properties. Now, this is a new system like we just added in. So if you fill out everything, include subject search, you check all the boxes and make sure you put your PIN number in, neighborhood code and everything. And then it will pull up comparable properties. Okay, now this is another comparable search. You will see all of this. And only thing here, you have to make sure all the information that you see is correct. And you go to the next screen. I think this is autofill most of it for the screen. And here, in also this page, when you get here, it'll be auto refill most of it. And you just go to the next screen where it said next, just push on the next button and go, keep going. And this is for your upload part. You want to upload affidavits if you need to upload a narrative report, appraisal, anything you need, you click what you want to upload and that allows you to upload. Then you go to the next screen. Okay, you just make sure everything is correct on this page. Just follow the prompts, make sure your name and your phone number and your email is in there. And then you can put the submit button. And after you do that, this is the last you will see. It says, are you sure you want to file this appeal? So when you push yes, that gives you the confirmation. See, it said confirmation, thank you. Your request has been successfully submitted. And you need to take a picture or write down your filing ID number because you could always go back in and check the progress on your appeal and go back. Yeah, and go back and check on it. You won't have to call, but you could call us if you want to. But you could also do it yourself. Okay, property tax savings exemptions. These are all the exemptions that we have. We have a homeowner, senior freeze, long time, home improvement, person with disability exemption, and returning veteran exemption. We have 8 exemptions. One person, if they qualify, can get up to 4 exemptions. So you need to check your second installment bill and see if you have your exemption, because exemptions is something that you're entitled to get if you own and live on the property. Okay, this is like our portal for you to look up information. You could look up your appeal history, exemption history, assessment history. You can read about assessments, all at www.cookcountyassessor.com. Okay, the deadline for applying for any 2021 exemption is August the 26th at midnight. And that is Friday. I believe August the 26th is Friday. That doesn't mean that you're going to miss your exemption. But if you wanted to be on your second installment bill, you would have to apply for it within this time range. But if you do not, and you qualify for an exemption after you get the bill, if we can adjust you, give you an adjusted bill to reflect that exemption that you missed. And also, you can also go back to 2018 and retrieve any exemption that you missed that you was entitled to. That's called a certificate of error. Okay, we are here to help. This is all our contact information. You can call us at this number, 312-443-7500. You can connect with us on social media. You can make an appointment for in-person and go to our office. Okay, we have an office in downtown Chicago, 118 North Clark Street. We have one at the Markham Courthouse, 16501 South Kesey, and also in Skokie, 5600 West Old Orchard Road in room 149. And also you can sign up to receive email updates from our office. And this is our QR code. Now I've been knowing about this QR code for a little while now. When the first time I said what? Yeah, QR code. What you do, you put your phone and like you're gonna take a picture, your camera, and click and everything will come up. All our information, you have our inside information, our QR code. So you could take a picture of it and come back in later. And I'd like to thank you all for attending. And I think I did not mention that you could drop your questions in the chat. So let's see. But right now, I'm going to the Q&R and see if I have any questions for anybody that has one. Let's see here. Okay, I think I have one. It says, okay. Let me see. I think we have, let me see. How do we get Missy in here? Is she still here? Is this Missy? Missy Gibbs, Evanston Tax Assessment Review. Let's see here. Teresa, how do we get Mitzi in? Is she still with us?
She's not there. I don't see her. If she comes on, then I'll definitely add her, Gail. So let's continue with our questions. I think we have a question here from Marisol.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me see this text stuff. Okay, here we go. Got it here. Marisol, how can we set an appointment given the deadline is tomorrow? Oh, well, seems like, let me see, you might have waited a deadline for tomorrow. You can always go online on our website and you could see where you could make an appointment. So you might could get that appointment in tomorrow if you try to make it now. But I hope you can get it in. Okay. And I see Missy said, I'm here.
Okay, so is it possible that you can let her in, Gail?
Well, let me see. I thought the facilitator would let her in.
Let's see if we can add her in. But during the meantime, we have a question. I'll take the question. It's from Marisol Kelly. Okay. Are there open office hours for help? Yes. Our offices are open from 8:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. As Gail stated, we have the downtown branch, we have the Markham Courthouse, and we also have the Skokie office that's open for office hours help. We're here to help you. Whatever your questions is, we are here to help.
Okay. And we have one from Noah Shelton. Hello, is there any difference with using a lawyer and trying to do it yourself in terms of which is more successful? Well, no, I don't believe so. I believe that if you pay an attorney, if you do get a reduction, you got to give him some. If you file it yourself, then if you get a reduction, it'll be all yours. And we encourage and recommend everybody to file their own appeal. And we have made it super easy, and everything is transparent and on the website. So I would say go for it. File your own appeal. You don't need an attorney. It's free. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Marisol, she wants us to share that link, the appointment link, so she could file her, so she could get her an appointment to go into the office. I don't believe you, if you want to go downtown to 118 North Clark right now, I don't think you need an appointment.
Yeah, Marisol, you won't need an appointment if you like to go downtown. You can just go to our office and just stop by if you're on your lunch or before work. Just stop by our office and we'll be able to help you. So we have another question from Michael Clark. He asked, what constitutes a long-time occupant exemption? Can you go with answering that question, Gail? Would you like me to take it?
Oh, yeah, nor about my same question, which is more successful?
No. So if there's a question that says, what constitutes a long-time occupant exemption?
The long-time exemption is you have to have lived in your home for 10 years. I think you have to make $100,000 or less. And your assessment has to have had a certain amount of increase. You must meet all three. But one thing, when you do qualify, we automatically mail you out a reassessment notice. So that's a true way to know if you qualify, because you're going to get this application to apply for your long time in the mail. But if you think you is eligible and you might think that maybe it got lost in the mail, well, you can always call us and we'll check for you. Call that number, 312-443-7550.
So I want to state that Mitzi Gibbs is the tax reviewer at Evanston, and she wants the constituents of Evanston to know if you need any help, I mean like any help, Mitzi Gibbs is there to help at the city of Evanston. You can email her, and I put it there so that you can see her email address, or you can call her for assistance. She's there to help you. Our office is there to help. We're here to help, okay? And that's what we want to do. But please reach out to Mitzi Gibbs, and her, like I said, her email is here and her phone number, okay? Thank you for that, Mitzi.
Okay, let's see.
So we have another question from Kelly Hughes.
She said,
it's about condos.
Condo, please.
Yes.
Well, a condo, they are entitled to the same exemptions as a regular home. And condos also, you could file an appeal. But sometimes if you live in a condo, you have something like an association. Sometimes they would file on behalf of the whole building. So you need to check with them to see if they are filing. But I don't see why you can't file on your own if they are not filing for you. So you have the same rights living in a condo as if you were living in a single family home. Okay, you're welcome, Noah. So, Trish, do you see any questions that I don't see?
No, I don't. I know that Michelle Rodini, one of our co-workers, put in there that the deadline for Evanston is September 9th. Not tomorrow, but September 9th. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, did I say
Yes.
Yeah, September 9th.
Yeah.
Next month.
Yeah.
Which is almost here.
Exactly. And also that the multiplier is not set by the Cook County Assessor's Office. it's set by the state. It's the state multiplier. So if someone got a little confused about that, we want to let you know that it's set by the state. When we were talking about the tax rates and the state multiplier.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely want to highlight that. Thank you,
Well,
Michelle.
thank you, Michelle, for all that great information.
Yes, thank you so much. Are there any other questions?
Well, I don't see any. Do you see any?
Thank you, Noah. Thank you all
Yeah.
for being here.
Yes. And if there's no other further questions, I guess that's all we have today. And I'd like to thank you for joining us. I'd like to thank my coworker, my facilitator for tonight, Teresa Tantler, and Michelle behind the scenes. Great work, great teamwork. Thank you guys. And good evening, everybody. And have a good evening. Enjoy.
I believe we have one more question. Let's hold on. Before we leave, let's hold on a second here. Let's go here. I guess not. Yeah, they taken it off. So yeah, okay. Well, thank you all again, as Gail stated. It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you, Gail, so much. Thank you all.
Yes. Thank you, Teresa.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.